I think Iran is going to be in great danger.
In yet another threat, US President Trump has warned Iran will be in great danger if direct talks over a possible nuclear deal fails. Now, this is aimed at preventing Tehran from acquiring nuclear weapons. But Iranian officials denied the claim, stating that it won't negotiate under threat. This comes after Trump threatened to bomb if Iran does not make a nuclear deal. Now, one must note that curbing Iran's ability to build nuclear weapons has been a key foreign policy goal for the US and its allies for decades.
I think if the talks aren't successful with Iran, I think Iran is going to be in great danger. And I hate to say it, great danger, because they can't have a nuclear weapon.
President Donald Trump said the US will hold direct talks with Iran about its nuclear program, while warning Tehran it is in very dangerous territory. Iran, however, maintains that any discussion will be direct and mediated by Oman. Speaking alongside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House, he said,
I think if the talks aren't successful with Iran, I think Iran is going to be in great danger. And I hate to say it, great danger, because they can't have a nuclear weapon.
So is that a yes?
You know, it's not a complicated formula. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's all there is.
So is
Can't
the
have
US
it.
ready?
Right now we have countries that have nuclear power that shouldn't have it, but I'm sure we'll be able to negotiate out of that too as part of this later on down the line. But Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And if the talks aren't successful, I actually think it'll be a very bad day for Iran if that's the case. Yeah.
Reportedly, this move's come amid pressure from Netanyahu for Washington to authorize military strikes against Iranian nuclear facilities. Amid fears of a full-blown war with the United States, Iran's supreme leader has placed the country's armed forces on high alert. Now, in March, Trump had sent a letter to Iran's leader via an intermediary from the United Arab Emirates, setting out his willingness to negotiate. However, Iran rejected the offer but said that they are willing to discuss a possible deal with the US via a third party. In 2015, then President Barack Obama made an agreement with Iran, and under this it was decided that they would limit its nuclear activities and allow international inspectors into the country to ensure that facilities were solely being used for civilian purposes and not weapons production. Now, under the original 2015 nuclear deal, Iran was allowed to enrich uranium up to 3.67% purity and to maintain a uranium stockpile of 300 kilograms. In return, Iran was to be offered relief from sanctions, which have crippled its economy. That agreement was co-signed by China, France, Germany, Russia, and the UK. However, things changed in 2018. Trump, during his first White House term, withdrew the US from the landmark nuclear accord with Iran. By pulling the US out of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, Trump claimed he was making the world safer. In December, United Nations nuclear watchdog chief Rafael Grossi told Reuters that Iran is dramatically accelerating its enrichment of uranium to up to 60% purity, closer to the roughly 90% level that is weapons grade. Tehran maintains that its nuclear program is wholly for civilian energy purposes. Now, last month, Trump had threatened Iran, saying that if they don't make a deal, there will be bombing. Iran retaliated.
تهدیدهایی که علیه جمهوری اسلامی ایران صورت میگیره باید بدونن که این تهدیدها در صورتی که تحقق پیدا بکنه قطعاً با پاسخ سریع، فوری و همه جانبه جمهوری اسلامی ایران مواجه خواهد شد.
On top of that, Iranian commander warned US bases and forces in the region are vulnerable against a possible retaliatory attack by Iran.
امریکایی‌ها در منطقه حداقل در اطراف ایران 10 پایگاه دارن. 50,000 نفر نیرو هم دارن. یعنی در یک اتاقک شیشه‌ای نشستن. کسی که تو اتاقک شیشه‌ای هست سمت کسی سنگپرانی نمی‌کنه.
He is in charge of the Revolutionary Guard's Aerospace Division and Ballistic Missile Program. Meanwhile, Netanyahu said he supports Trump's diplomatic efforts to reach a settlement with Iran, adding that Israel and the US share the same goal of ensuring that Iran does not develop a nuclear weapon.